Unfortunately for Angel, she was caught on a hot mic last night during a timeout running her mouth about one Sabrina Ionescu. And my goodness, that was a mistake.
Sabrina Ionescu just owned and called out Angel Reese after a clip came out of Angel saying she can't guard. Angel Reese talked big, but Sabrina Ionescu made sure she had a front row seat to her own nightmare. 1 minute, it's, she can't guard me, when truly the only thing that couldn't be guarded was her pride. But after getting lit up, she wasn't just trying to defend the basket, she was trying to defend her own words. Somebody get her a rewind button.
Now winning score would be 70. Can Ionescu make it more? Off one leg for three! Sabrina! Magic for the Ghost Game!
Believe it or not, trash talk is part of the game. Some of the greatest rivalries in sports have been fueled by a few well-placed words, some taunting, and a whole lot of confidence. But as every athlete knows, if you're going to talk, you better back it up. Otherwise, you risk being the main character in a highlight reel you don't want to be in. Angel smile for the camera.
So one of the cool things about Unrivaled is that it's a made-for-television product, right? And they're trying to give you experiences as a fan in regards to that, the way that they broadcast the games. But there may have been a comment that made it to air in the most recent contests between the Rose and the Phantom that perhaps people weren't supposed to hear. And it came from Angel Reese. Now,
that's exactly what happened when Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed queen of defensive intensity, had a moment of supreme confidence mid-game in the Unrivaled League. Cameras caught her boldly declaring that Sabrina Ionescu can't guard her, a moment that instantly became internet gold. But the real story wasn't in what Reese said, it was in what happened next. Because, oh boy, she surely did get instant karma. Reese's words had barely finished echoing when Sabrina Ionescu proceeded to torch the court like a human flamethrower. The New York Liberty star and three-point specialist took that comment personally. Or maybe she didn't, because honestly, she didn't need to. Instead of wasting energy firing back with words, she let her game do all the talking. Ionescu caught fire from beyond the arc, going 7 for 10 from three-point range, draining bucket after bucket from distances that would make even Steph Curry nod in approval. With each swish, it became painfully clear. The one person who couldn't be guarded that night was Sabrina herself.
Angel Reese has come out and said, talking about Sabrina Ionescu and the fact that she can't play defense, and Sabrina Ionescu has responded. I think it's great.
Reese, on the other hand, struggled to keep up as the Phantom, Ionescu's team, took full control of the game, exposing every defensive weakness and making sure Reese's earlier statement aged like expired milk. The energy in the arena shifted. The fans, the commentators, even the opposing bench, everyone could see what was happening. This wasn't just a great game, it was a statement.
The Ghost Gang feels more full with Sabrina in the lineup. Sabali, three, that's the ball game! Ghost Gang victorious!
When would the inevitable social media response come? Not only did Ionescu's squad walk away victorious, but the entire storyline of the game became about the moment Angel Reese called out the wrong player. Trash talk is only good if you win. When you don't, it's just a headline waiting to happen. If there was any doubt that Ionescu knew exactly what had happened, she erased it as soon as she logged onto X. In a simple, cold-blooded response to the viral clip of Reese saying, "She can't guard me," Ionescu hit back with nothing but, "lol." 3 letters. That's all it took.
About Sabrina this morning, 9:12 a.m., laugh out loud. Sabrina Ionescu right there. Yeah, she crushed them. Watch what you're doing. A little bit like Caitlin Clark. You piss her off, she's going to crash you.
Now, let's be clear. Angel Reese, who now struggles to bring that energy to basketball, got slammed. And what this game proved is that sometimes words can come back to bite harder than expected. Reese is no stranger to internet buzz. From her iconic rivalry with Caitlin Clark to her unapologetic attitude about being a dominant force in the league, she thrives in the spotlight. And yes, we are used to her becoming the subject of the wrong kind of highlight reel. But this time, she got caught up with the one where someone else is doing all the winning.
Talk about yet more records, attendance-wise and ratings-wise, that Caitlin Clark has now obtained and captured. And she drew another big rating on NBA TV, which she's broken every WNBA record they've had on there this year, and then she broke another one.
Angel Reese made a bold claim. Sabrina Ionescu made an even bolder statement with her game. The lesson? Confidence is great, but winning is even better. And sometimes, the best clapback isn't words. It's a cold, hard stat line that shuts down the conversation before it even begins. As for Angel, next time, she might think twice before underestimating a shooter like Ionescu. Because when she catches fire, there's no defense in the world that can guard her. And if anyone disagrees, well, just check the scoreboard. Angel Reese just doesn't seem to know when to stop talking. Despite her team, the Unrivaled Rose, struggling with yet another loss and sitting at a miserable one-win record, Reese continues to run her mouth as if she's dominating the league. But here's the reality. She's not. Far from it. The Rose are falling apart, and Reese is doing more talking than playing, making herself look ridiculous in the process.
Now, Sabrina Ionescu would be right to be offended by it because she's a champion. And also, she had a great performance. So perhaps her LOL was indeed for that. She did speak after the game. Of course, she wasn't asked about that, I don't think.
This week, it was Sabrina Ionescu who made Reese look foolish. Sabrina, a true star and one of the best guards in the game, put on a show and completely outclassed Reese. While Reese was out there flexing after a routine rebound, Ionescu was putting up numbers, leading her team to victory and proving why she's one of the WNBA's brightest talents. And let's not forget, Reese isn't even a guard, so she shouldn't have even been in the same conversation as Ionescu to begin with. But somehow, she always finds a way to make herself part of the narrative, even when she's getting embarrassed. This loss is just another chapter in what's becoming an increasingly embarrassing season for Angel Reese and the Rose. Despite all the hype she brings, the team just isn't winning. They've only managed one victory so far, and every game seems to expose more weaknesses in Reese's game. Her defense is questionable, her offensive production is inconsistent, and yet she still seems to believe she can trash talk her way into success.
Like, if you're going to do that and get cooked, if you're going to do that and get absolutely cooked, I mean, it's still for me, it's still like grand. It's not the end of the world. It's sports. It's something that we see in sports.
Last week was already humiliating for her when she got benched in favor of Lexi Hull. Yes, Lexi Hull. A player who doesn't have half the hype or social media presence of Reese, yet she's proving to be more valuable on the court. Hull plays with a controlled intensity, makes smart decisions, and, most importantly, isn't out there acting like she's the biggest name in the league when she's barely making an impact. Reese's trash talk has become more of a meme than an actual intimidation tactic. When she first burst onto the scene in college, her attitude was seen as confident, even entertaining. But now, in the professional setting, where everyone is talented and no one is impressed by empty words, it's starting to backfire. Opponents aren't rattled by Reese. They're laughing at her. The more she talks, the more it becomes evident that she can't back it up at this level. And let's be clear, this isn't just about one or two bad games. This is about a pattern. It's about a player who still seems to think she's in college, where she could use her size and aggression to dominate less skilled opponents. That doesn't work here. The WNBA and the Unrivaled League are filled with elite talent, and right now, Reese isn't even close to being a top player.
And what happened when Lexi Hull played more than like 4 minutes? Oh, the Rose win, first of all. They win. And Lexi Hull goes 8 for 11 from the field and has 19 points, 3 assists, and 3 boards.
Her decision-making on the court is often questionable, and her offensive skill set remains limited. Her mid-range game is non-existent. Her finishing around the rim is inconsistent, and defensively, she's been exposed multiple times. Yet, despite all of this, Reese continues to talk as if she's leading a championship team. Maybe she thinks the more she talks, the more people will believe she's a star. But that's not how it works.
I love when I do that.
What do you say? Hate and paste the bills?
Hate and paste them bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. I'm gonna do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it covers that. It definitely covers that.
What is my... I don't even know my salary. 74? Okay. Times...
Here, I'll do it.
Yeah. I don't even know my salary. Does it? Let me see. You don't even... Yo! I'm living beyond my means! It's like...
Winning is what builds stars. Dominating performances, clutch moments, and the ability to elevate your team. That's what gets respect in the professional game. So what exactly is Reese thinking? Does she not realize that she's quickly becoming more known for her words than her actual play? Does she not see that her team is struggling and that she's part of the problem, not the solution? While players like Ionescu are letting their game do the talking, Reese is still stuck in the same routine, talking trash, losing, and repeating the cycle.
Y'all told us that Angel Reese was a big reason why the ratings in the WNBA were where they were at, and it was mainly her. It wasn't really Caitlin Clark. My question is this: well, what's up in Unrivaled? Because every game that she's played in, she's had the lowest ratings. Every game she's played in has had the lowest ratings.
At some point, something has to change. Either Reese adjusts her approach and focuses on improving her game, or she risks becoming a player that fans remember more for her antics than her actual contributions on the court. There's no denying that she has talent. She wouldn't be here if she didn't. But talent alone isn't enough, especially when your attitude is writing checks your game can't cash.
But Angel Reese specifically has been brutally exposed, and her own fans have stopped watching her in this thing. They have stopped watching. How do you know? 89,000 viewers last Saturday when she was on TV. 89,000.
If Reese wants to be taken seriously at this level, she needs to take a step back and reassess. She needs to work on her game, refine her skills, and prove through actions, not words, that she belongs among the best. Because right now, she's not there. And no amount of trash talk is going to change that. For now, though, the losses keep piling up, and the jokes at Reese's expense continue to spread. Her team is sinking, her personal performances are underwhelming, and the players she tries to trash talk are making her look silly. The reality check is long overdue, and if she doesn't start focusing on actually winning games, she's going to find herself on the wrong side of basketball history, as the player who talked the most, but delivered the least. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.